AI companies are spending billions on GPUs and data centers. But one company just jumped 16% because it is betting on something completely different. Cloudflare does not manufacture AI chips. It does not train a frontier model. And it does not own a giant cloud business like Amazon or Microsoft. Instead, Cloudflare sits between applications and the internet. That position suddenly looks far more valuable because AI is beginning to change how internet traffic works. Cloudflare reported second quarter revenue of $696.1 million, up 36% from a year earlier, and then raised its full-year revenue forecast to between $2.86 billion and $2.87 billion. Investors responded by sending the stock sharply higher. But the most interesting number was not revenue. Cloudflare added around 2 million developers in a single quarter. That is more developers than it added during all of last year. So what suddenly attracted them? The answer is AI agents. Traditional chatbots mostly wait for humans to ask questions. AI agents are designed to do things. They can search websites, call APIs, retrieve documents, interact with databases, run code, and move between different online services while completing a task. And every one of those actions creates internet traffic. That could turn Cloudflare into one of the most unusual picks and shovels businesses of the AI boom. To understand why, think about what happens when you visit a normal website. Your browser sends a request across the internet. The website sends information back. Cloudflare can sit in the middle, helping route that request quickly while blocking malicious traffic and caching frequently requested content closer to the user. That business was already valuable when humans generated most internet traffic. AI could dramatically increase the number of requests. Imagine asking an AI assistant to find the cheapest flight, compare 5 hotels, check your calendar, read reviews, calculate the total price, and prepare an itinerary. You made one request. The agent might make dozens or hundreds of requests behind the scenes. It could contact airline systems, mapping services, hotel websites, payment APIs, weather databases, and other AI models. One human action can create an entire chain of machine-to-machine activity. Cloudflare believes this shift could fundamentally reshape internet traffic, and its network is positioned directly in the path of that traffic. Reuters reported earlier this year that excitement around autonomous AI agents helped drive investor interest in Cloudflare because these systems rely heavily on low-latency networks, APIs, and secure infrastructure. But simply moving more data around does not explain Cloudflare's entire opportunity. The company has spent years turning its network into a computing platform called Workers. Instead of forcing a developer to run an application inside one giant centralized data center, Cloudflare can execute parts of that application across its globally distributed infrastructure. The code runs closer to the user. That can reduce delay. And for AI applications, delay matters. A chatbot that takes 1 second to answer feels responsive. An agent that performs 15 tasks sequentially can become painfully slow if every step has to travel across continents to the same central server. Move some of that processing closer to where requests originate, and the application can respond faster. This is why Workers has become strategically important. Morgan Stanley analysts described Workers as Cloudflare's fastest-growing segment after the latest results, while the company continues moving more of the platform toward consumption-based pricing. Consumption pricing changes the economics. If a customer pays a fixed monthly subscription, Cloudflare earns roughly the same amount whether the application receives 1 million requests or 2 million. Under usage pricing, more activity can produce more revenue. Now imagine AI agents multiplying internet requests. Cloudflare does not necessarily need to charge users directly for AI. It can earn money every time AI creates more computing, networking, storage, and security activity. That makes the company similar to a toll road. It does not care whether the vehicle crossing the road was built by OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, or a startup. It earns because more vehicles are moving. And Cloudflare may have another advantage. AI agents create new security problems. A human employee may log into a business system a few times each day. An agent could make thousands of automated requests. Some will be legitimate. Others may come from attackers pretending to be agents, bots scraping valuable data, or malicious software attempting to exploit APIs. Businesses therefore need to answer a new question. Which machines should they trust? Cloudflare already sells cybersecurity products designed to identify users, filter traffic, block attacks, protect APIs, and control access to corporate systems. Reuters noted that analysts expect its security business to benefit as companies protect AI-powered applications and workers from increasingly sophisticated threats. AI could therefore increase both sides of Cloudflare's business. More agents create more traffic. More traffic creates more security risk. Cloudflare can charge customers for helping with both. This is where its position becomes difficult to replicate. Amazon, Microsoft, and Google own enormous cloud platforms, but they also compete directly for customers' computing workloads. Cloudflare has historically presented itself differently. Its network can sit in front of infrastructure hosted almost anywhere. A company can run servers on Oz, use databases from another provider, call an OpenAI model, and still route traffic through Cloudflare. This neutrality can matter in AI because developers increasingly use several providers at once. One model may be better at coding. Another may be cheaper for simple questions. Another may process images. A company may even run its own model for sensitive information. Cloudflare can potentially connect and protect all of them without needing one model to dominate. But the strategy has a contradiction. Cloudflare's AI opportunity is growing quickly, yet serving AI traffic is expensive. Its GAAP gross margin fell to 71.8% in the second quarter from 74.9% a year earlier. The company also reported a GAAP operating loss of $205.7 million, although on an adjusted basis it generated $96.1 million of operating income. Growth is improving. The cost of delivering that growth is also increasing. AI applications consume significant computing capacity. If Cloudflare prices these services incorrectly, traffic could grow faster than profit. This is a problem many AI infrastructure companies now face. Rapid usage sounds attractive until every additional request requires expensive processors, memory, storage, and bandwidth. Cloudflare must prove that its usage-based revenue scales faster than the cost of the infrastructure underneath it. There is another twist. Only 3 months ago, the story looked much worse. Cloudflare announced plans to cut roughly 20% of its workforce, or more than 1,100 jobs, as it reorganized around what it described as an agentic AI-first operating model. At the same time, investors worried about slowing growth and rising AI infrastructure costs. Its shares fell sharply after those results. Now the company has raised its forecast and accelerated revenue growth. That reversal illustrates how quickly investor expectations around AI can change. In May, investors worried that Cloudflare was spending on AI without enough growth. By August, investors were rewarding it because the growth began appearing. Revenue increased 36% in the latest quarter, faster than the roughly 30% growth investors had been expecting only months earlier. But the market may already be pricing in a lot of success. Reuters reported that Cloudflare was trading above 190 times forward earnings after the rally, substantially higher than even several fast-growing cybersecurity competitors. That means Cloudflare now faces an AMD-like problem. Strong growth is expected. If the company grows merely fast instead of exceptionally fast, the stock can still fall. The business also faces powerful competitors. Amazon has Lambda. Microsoft has Azure. Google has its cloud platform. Fastly competes in edge infrastructure. Cybersecurity companies such as Palo Alto Networks and CrowdStrike are increasingly adding AI-focused protection. Cloudflare must convince developers that combining networking, security, and computing on one global platform is more convenient than assembling those services elsewhere. Its rapidly expanding developer base suggests that argument is gaining traction. But developer adoption alone does not guarantee revenue. Millions of developers can experiment with a platform while only a small number become large paying customers. The real test is whether developers who start with workers eventually build applications important enough that companies spend heavily on Cloudflare's network and security products. This is why the current AI agent boom matters so much. When mobile apps exploded, companies such as Apple and Google gained tremendous power because they controlled the platforms developers built on. When cloud computing exploded, Amazon benefited because startups could begin small and then spend millions on AWS as they grew. Cloudflare wants a similar position in the agent era. Let developers build cheaply. Let AI applications generate enormous volumes of requests. Then earn more as those applications scale. Cloudflare does not have to invent the smartest AI. It needs the smartest AI systems to keep using the internet. That may sound like a smaller ambition. Economically, it could be enormous. Because if AI agents become common, the internet may no longer be a network where billions of humans occasionally click links. It could become a network where billions of software agents communicate constantly with websites, APIs, databases, models, and other agents. The number of machines using the internet could effectively explode. Someone will have to route that traffic. Someone will have to decide which requests are legitimate. Someone will have to run code close enough to users that autonomous systems do not feel unbearably slow. Cloudflare is betting that it can provide all three. The AI boom began as a race to build the most powerful model. Then it became a race to build the biggest data center. The next phase may create an entirely different group of winners. Companies that control what happens between the model and the rest of the internet. Cloudflare's latest results suggest that race has already started.